you to it. So, off.
Okay, I'm hoping the screen covers my face so you can't really see me. But hi. I think it's great doing collaboration. Doing collaboration because actually Andrew and I have never actually met other than on Twitter, and it's been fantastic knowing Andrew during lockdown, really. So yeah, right? So I'll go to the next one then. I found some quotes that I said to Andrew, please can I get these in? I always look forward to Kirsty Stubbs's quotes every day. They're always inspirational, and I think just for me. We collaborate because we're all members of an inclusive learning community. We all want to work together to help our children succeed. I think as today has really shown, we want to collaborate to become better at what we do and give our pupils the opportunities that they can learn and grow from each other. And then that develops the higher level thinking skills and boosts their self-confidence and self-esteem. So yeah, shall I go on to the next one?
Yes.
We've kind of split when we were talking collaboration, when we were having a bit of a chat, we've done it in sort of a school level collaboration, the key skills that we've developed as we've been learning to collaborate, and then sort of we'll focus on the power of Twitter afterwards, really. So shall I carry on, Andrew? Sorry, I'm talking a bit now.
If you make a start, and then I'll...
Okay. So yeah, really, I think I mentioned, I did a YouTube channel video for Sarah Mullin earlier this year, and I said how everyone's got a role to play in school, and it's really vital that we don't confine ourselves just to our own classroom or whatever space we have, whatever our role is at school, because everyone's got something to bring to the table and their own past experiences and their own perspective on things. And I think you only really need to look back at the summer term when schools were opening a bit more widely to see what teamwork really looked like, with those late night releases of government guidance that we had to digest really quickly, and the plans we had to formulate, and the constant cleaning of the schools, and teaching a different year group perhaps in a bubble. The list was endless, really, but we all had to pull together and keep each other safe, and that's what we need to be doing next week, and already have started for those schools that have opened, really. So yeah, that's just... Sorry, Andrew.
I was just going to say, the lockdown brought a lot of stress and a lot of negativity, but actually it's brought a lot of positivity as well because of those things, because of the way people have had to pull together. We've taken all those challenges on board, and we've done them together, and we've tackled them. So it's been a real great time for collaboration.
Yeah, definitely. And now's the time to look at what other schools are doing as well. You know, my school's a two-form entry local maintained school, so we're in a collaborative. We're not part of a MAT or anything like that, but it's now's the time, if you're not already doing it, to think about, you know, what are other schools doing, how can we support each other and open up some new lines of communication. And I think, I know for me, that's really where the Twitter's definitely been amazing, and during lockdown, like you said, Andrew, with one of the positives, really.
I think for me too, where actually the lockdown has really opened my eyes to the potential for collaboration wider than just the people that you spend your days with in your own classroom, in your own small bubble. And because we've been forced to use more technology and things, actually we widened our net for how we can collaborate with each other and when we can collaborate.
Definitely. And then I think, as we're talking about working together to help our children succeed, we've got to be including parents and carers in that we want those positive relationships to build understanding and trust. And it's those authentic relationships that are going to help parents to feel more supported with the extent and the quality that they can support at home, so that they're confident. And we know ourselves that how much parental involvement impacts on a child, their increased motivation for learning and better attendance and behaviour. And then I think for us as educators, sort of going back to what Emma was saying this morning with her positive relationships, it helps us to build those better relationships and understand more about a child's needs and their home environment, really. And I know myself, that's one of the targets I've given myself, not a performance management thing, but just thinking of, actually, I do it, but perhaps not always enough, is going out to parents at the beginning or the end of the day and actually saying, you know, the positive things that are going on, rather than sometimes it becomes a bit, you end up but you end up going on, you know, perhaps something that's happened that's not been so good in the day. And it's just keeping that
Absolutely, I
positivity, isn't it?
completely agree with you. And that's
Yeah.
something that's very easy to do. You can sometimes see at the end of the day, you go outside and you go towards parents and they almost feel, uh-oh, what's he going to say this time? But actually, if you make an effort to share those positives, which actually, that's another thing through the lockdown, I think we've got better at, in the communications we have shared with parents, because we've not been able to see them face to face. I think there's been more of a conscious effort of sharing those positives and sharing those bits, and that has helped with that relationship with them.
Yeah, definitely. And then at a school level as well, it's thinking, I mean, whether you're a leader or you're in a leadership role or an aspiring leader, actually, do you collaborate? Is everyone able to work together to achieve your vision? Do staff get the opportunity to do something themselves rather than it being prescriptive? Because I know I sort of always think back to a phase leader I worked with at a previous school, and they were an absolutely fantastic teacher, but they just did everything themselves. And at the time, I remember I was only in sort of my early years of teaching and being quite wowed at, oh my gosh, they've got so much that they've got to do. But actually now, in the role that I've got, I think about how much stress they were under, and actually how working together would have just been so much more beneficial for everyone involved, and sort of reinforce that teamwork ethos even. So yeah.
When we were discussing this before we what I thought about for this bit was actually, we do need to involve everyone. Actually, inspired a bit by Toria, thinking about those small voices, those people who actually are quieter members of your community, the maybe the less experienced members of the school community. Actually, they have things to add and things to bring to the team as well. So it's making sure that actually they are heard, and the more outgoing, assertive people maybe are conscious of that and bring those people on board.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a bit similar. I read on the Education Roundtable site, Ben Brown had written a post called 5 Things I Wish I'd Learned Earlier About Collaboration. And he'd mentioned sort of those tiny voices and those outliers that need to speak up, and also getting those non-conformists to contribute as well, and get them involved in that vision as well. So yeah, very important. Yeah. Right. So then sort of moving into key skills really that I think we'd say we've been learning over the years as we've been collaborating, continue to develop these skills really. So you've got, sharing the credit for good ideas, because I'm sure we can all probably think of an example where you've worked with someone who's taken the credit for something rather than perhaps shared it. And then equally that goes into, as you're working together, acknowledging each other's their skills, expertise and creativity to develop that mutual respect. And I suppose, Andrew, that's where that, as well, finding those tiny voices as well comes in there as well.
Yes, absolutely. And and when you are working with other people, you've got to recognize you all bring something different to the collaboration, and valuing those different skills and things that people can bring to things.
Yeah. And then that in turn leads to, acknowledging people's feelings, their concerns, opinions and ideas, and then boosting morale, and that'll obviously then lead to higher retention rates too. You've got listening patiently in conflict, because ultimately you want to find a way forward together and keep that objective in mind of what you're trying to achieve. Assisting others in solving problems and achieving goals. But then equally, you want to be asking for help as well when you need to. It's what we're always saying to the children to make sure they tell us if they've got something worrying them, or if they've made a mistake, and equally we've got to model that good practice too.
Yes, absolutely. And I think another key bit there is the trust element, because to have effective collaboration, you actually have to trust each other, and you have to trust people that when you ask for help, you're not going to be look like you're failing or whatever it might be, but actually to value each other, to listen to each other, all those things, it requires trust, and that's the most important bit that kind of holds it all together. So like I mentioned briefly earlier, the lockdown brought positives, and the positives it brought for me was actually just widening the scope of what is possible in terms of working with other people, because I work on the Suffolk coast. We're kind of about as far away from what's going on in the rest of the country as you can get, pretty much. But actually, through the lockdown and having to be more flexible about how you're communicating with people and how you're contacting people has led me to see what is possible, and actually then engaging more with things like Twitter and getting to meet people like Tom and Tori and all the other brilliant people that are on there. You can really see that actually we can continue this after the world hopefully goes back to normal. We can continue to use this technology and to use this widened pool of people that we can actually work with to our advantage, because now that we're a little bit more au fait with working to a wider audience, actually what I've found is I can find people that are more like-minded, people who have the right sort of skills that you might want to work with to develop different areas, so you don't have to look at just the people within your small town, your small school, wherever. You can actually work a bit wider.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, right. Sorry, shall I go on to the next one? Sorry, that was me. Yeah, and that brings us very nicely onto the power of Twitter. Yeah, I think I wish every teacher could be on here really to see the invaluable CPD and the free resources and all the interactions that like we've been lucky to have really this year. So yeah, with co-hosts of the EduPubChat, and it's from Men Teach Primary. And when Matt and Mike created it, their aim and purpose was very simple about create, share and inspire. And they've just created such an amazing network already. And just on the bullet points there, you can just see some of the things that they've been doing from sort of their Mondays when they're building connections and getting everyone together. The mentoring aspect that they've teamed up with Aaron and Abdul from Edu Mentoring to support people, so you can be be a mentor or be a mentee. So that's great depending on where you are in your career. They publish fantastic blogs as well for different men from across the globe, really, isn't it? Working in primary schools, which are absolutely inspiring to read. And then, yeah, you've got us on a Wednesday, every other Wednesday, for the EduPubChat, which we're very passionate about, the inclusive school community. And I think we've just loved all the conversations we've got to have so far already.
I think, Matt and Mike, who run Men Teach Primary, are absolutely brilliant. And what they've done just shows the power of Twitter to give more men in primary a platform. But I mean, we started collaborating with them a few months ago now on the EduPubChat thing, but it's been brilliant. We've got to work with some brilliant people and learn so much. And
here's the people we've been able to work with, and they've just all been absolutely fantastic across lots of different areas of school life. And yeah, we're looking forward to loads more across the next academic year, really. And we've had great feedback from them. And I know, like myself, I've just learned so much from listening to others and asking those questions. And I know it's helping me to be a better educator, and I'm taking things back to my school and trying to sort of, what do we need to be looking at now? So it's absolutely inspirational. Yeah, absolutely.
Same here. I just remember when we started, though, that before we did our first pub chat, that there were lots of questions about, is this just for men?
Yeah.
Which it isn't at all. I know it's run by us and Men Teach Primary, but it isn't just for men. It's a forum for everyone. And actually, it's really been good as it's built up. As with each session we've done, we've got more and more of a wider audience. It doesn't just have to be primary school people either. Anyone can have an input, and actually that's what we want. We want to hear what everyone think about the areas we're talking about. So
I mean, I think the fact, hopefully those people that are watching this, you already collaborate, or you're committed to collaboration. So it's just continuing what you're doing, really, and then hopefully you'll be joining us for some future EduPubChats as well. Stop sharing that at the minute. Will that let me?
That was super, you two.
All right.
Really good. Yeah, and it's funny. I was sitting there listening to the two of you, thinking, today we've got a mass collaboration going on, and what I love is that lots of us wearing these Brew Ed t-shirts, and we've got a mass collaboration going on, and Actually, I don't know that any of us have actually met in real life.
No.
No, I don't think we have.
All of this,
No, not real life. No.
and all of it via a lot of DMs, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting that actually we have managed to collaborate on a whole day's CPD.
Yeah.
Which is setting people up ready for the year ahead. And actually, it just shows you the power of collaboration. And I was really glad that you said about the Men Teach Primary and the EduPubChat is not just for men. Because honestly, truth be known, I didn't join any of it for the first while because I thought I don't want to just appear a bit rude and jump in and go, "Hi, it's me," and then being told, "Yeah, you're not a man."
Everyone is welcome.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm so pleased. And for anyone that hasn't done the EduPubChat, really good fun. I did it alongside Andrew and Tom this week. So much fun. There was lots of chat. It was like my fingers were going on fire, but it was great fun. It really was.
It was lovely to have you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you so much for sharing. And I hope that both of you have a super day.
Thank you, and you. Thank you for hosting everything. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Okay.